What are you doing?
I'm gonna take this into this.
Rodney, what are you doing?
Taking before photos.
Of?
This.
Okay,
project.
but what's the after?
You'll see. Alright guys, so here we are just laying out the pieces on the table saw. We've got everything already pre-marked, so we are just running them through to get them squared up and cut out all of our pieces in shape so we can put it together like a giant puzzle. Now that we've got them all laid out, we're getting each piece marked so that we know what piece is what and where it's going to go. And then we're getting the taper edge marked here and getting that cut. And that's to prevent it from hitting any of the plumbing from underneath the sink. Alright, so now that we've got everything cut out and we've routed out the edges, what I've done is used just a little quarter round bit. I don't know how well that can be seen right now, but basically it kind of softens the edge, and I've only done the top edge or the edges that are going to be exposed. Anywhere two pieces are going to join together, I've left at a 90-degree flat so that they can adhere better. Basically, we've got the sides, the face, and the dividers. And really the face is technically the back side of this drawer because the faces are going to actually be the cabinet doors. So it's going to be like two drawers, I guess. And I've done the tapered detail on the sides because there are some things that we want to hang for quick access or to be able to get to quickly. Because we're not using a furniture grade plywood here, your cut is only going to be but so clean. So do make sure that when you are sanding, you're not sanding the faces really well, but you're also sanding the edges to prevent any tear out. It is also, I think, 6,000 degrees out today for some reason. We've got like a heat dome in Central Texas, so it's hot, and I'm sweating, and sweat keeps dripping from my eyebrows into my eyes. The most disgusting thing ever. All right, guys, so now that we've got everything sanded and prepped, we're gonna start getting everything lined up for assembly. We are going to use a countersink drill bit to make sure that the screws sit flush, since there is going to be a track that this will slide on back and forth. And this is not furniture grade plywood. This is scrap plywood left over from another project, so don't judge me. But it's just going to be an undersink slide out for storage, so I'm really not that worried about it. All right, so first piece assembled. It's actually laying on its side right now. This is the bottom. This will be the side. We're using these handy, awesome 90-degree angle clamps, and then I used a drill bit, where is it, with a countersink on it, so that it will notch out basically where the screw head will go. That allows these guys to be super flush, so it does not interrupt the track slide. And yeah, working out pretty well so far. All right, so we've got the boxes assembled now. So basically this is each side of the cabinet, and then I've got dividers in here, and once they're installed, we may add some additional kind of separators just for organization. But the theory is under the sink we have two cabinet doors, so I'm going to remove those doors and attach them to the face of these so that they basically become two like independent sliders out from underneath the sink counter. We'll see how it goes. All right, so now that it's all cleaned out, we are gonna give everything a quick wipe down, get the doors off, and do a dry fit. Now is when we're gonna figure out if our measurements were accurate. Yay! Who doesn't love that? So good so far.
So, are these gonna slide out?
Yep.
Gotcha. And are we putting the cabinet face back on? Or?
Yeah.
Oh.
It's our drawer pull.
Gotcha.
I like how they know about it before you do. Because I already told them what I'm doing. I haven't told you. Welcome to Jake's life.
Yeah.
All right, so these drawer pulls are under mounts, which I've not worked with before. But they seem really heavy duty, which is nice, but they do have these little pegs or locks for the drawer. So we had to line those up and then drill little holes for those guys to slide into, and that'll prevent the drawer itself from sliding back and forth. So we're gonna see if they fit. Hopefully, they fit on the first shot. Yay! Voila!
Nice.
Yay! It's working. Never so sure when I have to make something square that it's gonna work in this house. Alright, next one. Alright, so now that we've got the drawer slides in, the drawers can slide in and out. We're going to reuse the cabinets to be the face, so it looks like a cabinet still and blends in with the rest of the kitchen. But they will be our drawer fronts for pulling out each of the drawers. This one needs some sanding still. It's rubbing on the track, so I'm gonna sand down this base. You can see that it's got a tiniest bit of a lip, but that's what's catching. So once we get that sanded, we will get these primed, painted, and then put the cabinet doors in. All right, we've done our final sand, made sure all the edges are smooth and everything is nice and pretty. So now what we're gonna do is use a shellac primer. The shellac, I can't read that label, but there you go. That's the one, it's that one. We're gonna use that as a primer just to really seal the wood because again, this is not furniture grade plywood. And then we are gonna paint it white like the rest of the cabinets essentially, so it all blends in. Here we're starting to get the L brackets installed, which we'll get to see in just a second. In this clip here, we are using our DeWalt 3-inch cutoff tool. It's a great little multi-tool. I've got a metal cutting bit on it now, but we are reusing a hanging mesh rack that was inside one of the cabinet doors to cut it into 2 different pieces so that each door front can have its own little basket. Alright, so we've gotten the slides painted and primed and our cabinet doors installed on them. So we basically just reused the same cabinet doors that were here and used some L brackets on the inside here to secure the door to the new drawer slide frame, I guess. And now it's just time to organize everything. Alright, so here we are, guys. We've got everything fully completed and installed. One thing I would say, because we didn't use a furniture-grade plywood, is you could have used an edge banding along the edges just to clean them up a little bit. One thing I did do, not shown in the film, was a little bit of wood putty here and there because the plywood kind of had some rough seams and some kind of holes in the plywood. So we did fill that a little bit that I did not show on camera. But again, it is just an under-the-sink cabinet, so why are you looking under the sink? It's just gotta be functional, right? I hope you guys liked the video. Make sure to subscribe. Check us out on Instagram at Rodney and Jake. You can also subscribe here and click that little bell icon so then you know when the next video's out.